Again, it's pretty close. It's getting close to that closing of the day, but we are not close yet. Some time ago, there's an organization which did one innovative activity for Jamaica. They launched a campaign to provide milk for lactating mothers in their in their second and third trimesters, and that was one of those most innovative things that has been done for mothers and to this country for the average man in the cap and the average family who could not afford it. And for an entire year, the Jamaica Dairy Board, along with Primo and Sir Island Dairies, carried out a campaign to provide milk for mothers across Jamaica. And every month, they would do 3 or 4 clinics across the country, helping those mothers to be able to gain that additional amount of sustenance and nutrition that their body would need when they are carrying out their babies. With me this afternoon is Miss Chantel McFarlane, who is one of the senior officers, I would imagine, with the Jamaica Dairy Development Board, in the absence of the director, Mr. Sayers. And we are going to be asking her to just bring us an update as to what are the activities that Jamaica Dairy Board within the last year, and what are some of the new innovations that the Dairy Board is coming with. Because I understand that they're doing quite a lot of stuff, not just theoretically, but they're also influencing policy of government across the board. Welcome to the program.
Thank you, Mr. Miller. My name is Chantal McFarlane.
Chantal McFarlane
So
Forbes.
let me correct that. I am the Standard Compliance Officer for the Jamaica Dairy Development Board, an agency of the Ministry, Agriculture, Fisheries and Mining. So over the past year, the Dairy Board has been doing a lot with the current projects that we have going on now, along with heifer deployment. They do a lot of trainings. So one of our biggest projects currently now is training of our farmers, especially in St. Thomas, to get them certified in dairyman. We have the equipment lease program that the minister launched sometime late
Equipment lease.
Equipment lease
And what is
program.
that basically?
Equipment lease is that the Jamaica Dairy Development Board, the assistance with the ministry, we procured big farm equipment to help our dairy farmers to make their life easier, to make their work more efficient.
That one? You mean like tractors to plow land for
A
planting?
big TMR machine,
Yes.
field harvester, so stuff like those machines that farmers can lease through the program to help them with their daily activities. So, and milking machines and milk and cooling tanks.
Okay, wonderful.
So currently, we have those equipment that are provided for the farmers. So when the farmers are ready, they can lease those equipment to help them with their daily activities or daily operations.
And the leasing price is reasonable?
It's very reasonable. I can't give you a quote, but it's low. It's lower than the actual cost. I think it's about maybe 2% or 3% of the original cost per month.
Wonderful, wonderful. Apart from that, I know the Jamaica Dairy Board had a thinking of using your grass, because you have at least 2 or 3 different varieties of grass that you're paying attention to at this time. Is it? What are the varieties of grass that you know pay attention to?
Currently, the most one is the Mombasa.
Mombasa
You know
grass.
about the Mombasa. I think recently we're trying to distribute a lot of the sorghum grains.
Yes.
So we have the large farms like Choo-Choos who are planting these sorghum grains, and they're very productive. They use it to make haylage.
Mhm.
So currently now, if you come to our booth, we have a big haylage that weigh over 250 pounds that they use it to make, use the sorghum.
And the hay program, is it taking on across the country to a large extent?
To a larger extent, you have, because of our drought that is affecting Jamaica, we realize that a lot of small and medium, operations are making hay now to help our dairy farmers, not only for cattle, but also for goats.
Right, for goats, okay, fine. What is the state of the small ruminant program that you have?
It's a big boost. It's also one of our major project
Yes.
that has been going on from 2021. The minister gave us the mandate to kind of monitor the whole cottage industry.
Mm-hmm.
So this is one of the products. So basically, you have small scale processors who make products in the comfort of their home. So they are called the cottage producers. So you have persons like Haber Ranch, Ruby, Oat Dairy, and you have Trinja. So those person makes oat milk, goat cheese, goat yogurt, and
Wonderful,
sell it on our
wonderful.
market. So
And there's a market now absorbing those production. And is it you too? You have high production level
the
for that.
demand for goat milk
It's incredible, isn't it?
so surpassed
Yes.
the supply.
Yes.
So currently, if you come to our booth now, we have samples of goat milk. that
Well,
you
I can get a gallon when they come over there.
We'll have to, if you, and we have copper here on beside hyper boots, and we have Trinjam down by Nutramix. So they can get those products in, some of the supermarkets in Kingston and St. Andrews.
I'd have to come over there to see some and get a sample of that. No, there was a thinking that you would invite people like say graduates from Nakalba who are just getting off school, and they will invite them to get involved in the grass feeding growing program where they would grow grass. You provide them with the seedlings, and they would set up some small farms where they would grow grass, and then they'll be able to purchase them for haystack.
Okay. So one of our major products project is the cattle importation. So along with that project, we're also working with the fodder conservation program, where that would we look at small and medium farmers, provide them with certain tools and equipment to plant grass so that they can help our dairy farmers. So we're looking at, medium and small operations that can handle making the amount so that they can supply our market.
Right. And that is being successfully done at the time?
So far, the project is in its
in
initial
its
stage,
stage,
so we are
yes.
taking it step. The cattle importation is way past that.
What is the level of milk production that the country is now enjoying?
Currently, I think the last time when we checked in June, we're at 7 mil.
7 million
liters.
liters
Yes.
per annum. And
Correct.
is there a projection to move it to maybe about 12 or 10?
Last year it was 10. I think this year we want to go to 12 million.
So you want to go to 12 million this year?
Hopefully we can reach 25 or 30 million by 2030.
Well, the kind of person like yourself and Mr. Reynolds and
Mr. Sears and
and
Mr.
Mr.
Parks,
Sears
the whole
and
team.
Mr. Parks, the
And
entire
the
team,
CEO, the
you
entire
certainly will
team,
be able to reach
we
it.
will work to meet the production surpass.
Congratulations, and I'm really, really proud of the work that you guys are doing here.
We're doing a lot. We're trying. We'll have a small team,
Yes.
just 14 of us.
Yeah.
And we'll try to make the work so that we can continue to boost the dairy industry.
Well, I'm going to be coming to do an in-depth study of the dairy board and go with you guys on some farms in another couple of weeks to do a full, exposure.
We invited to any of our cattle farms and go. So it's no longer cattle. No, we have to involve the goat dairy product.
Yeah, man, that's great. Looking forward to that.
Okay, thank you, Mr.
Thank you. The pleasure is mine. Thank you so much, Ms.
Okay.
McFarlane Forbes.
All right,
Have a
thank
nice
you.
day.
You
Great.
too.
Have a nice day.
You too.
Great. Definitely. Good afternoon. Again, it's pretty close. It's getting close to that closing of the day, but we are not close yet. Some time ago, there's an organization which did one innovative activity for Jamaica. Bright and articulate Dr. Watson. She is the CEO of the Scientific Research Council of Jamaica. And thank you for joining me, ma'am.
Thank you for having me.
Yes,
Always
good.
a pleasure.
The pleasure is mine. Thank you so much. Now, don't face it because she's so nice and she's polite, You step on her toe,
Like any Jamaican, that's how we are.
Yeah, that's how
you
we
know.
are. Dr. Watts, it's good to have you on the microphone with me this afternoon. We are speaking to the diaspora, and we are deliberately speaking to the diaspora. We're talking to about 40, maybe 50 something countries when we speak to the diaspora for this particular conference. And we're trying to provide Jamaicans overseas with the understanding of what it means when we say Jamaica it says Jamaica Agribusiness Investment Forum. Let me put on my glasses so that I don't say the wrong thing. Global reach, local impact. But before we can make that global reach and even affirm a local impact, we have got to make sure that we know what we are doing.
Yeah.
We are doing it right. We're meeting the standards that are required for not just professional production, but authentic and real quality products in the marketplace locally and by extension to our people overseas. What is the role of the Scientific Research Council when it comes to an investment conference of this nature? And why would you consider that important?
Well, the Scientific Research Council, affectionately called SRC, because we like to simplify things.
Yes.
Especially when we're dealing with science. It's a government agency that was established to help Jamaica translate their natural resources into valuable endeavors that can help us to grow our economy. So we are blessed with a whole lot of natural resources. They are not just for us to look at, they're not just there for us to enjoy in their spaces. They are there for us to develop, enhance, so that it can help us sustain ourselves. Whether it be feeding us, taking care of our health, or creating some kind of economic activity around those natural resources. So the SRC was established to support that. So in doing said, the SRC looks at one, investigating, validating, researching the potential for these natural resources to create products from them. Whether it be therapeutic products, you hear about Jamaica having a lot of medicinal plants. Can we create nutraceuticals? Can we create health-based products from these plant material? Can we create food products or even cosmetic products? Because so we like how we look. We're kind of vain people to some extent. We like how we take care of ourselves.
But then that's an understatement.
We take care of ourselves. So the SRC looks at how we can utilize our natural resources to create value to help sustain our population and beyond. So that's what the SRC was established to do, to help support, and we do that in a lot of ways. Now, bringing it to the diaspora, what does a SRC mean to a diaspora? It means that you have a local agency that is there, that is able to help you connect the dots. We don't do everything, but we are definitely fundamental and straddle a lot of areas and can help you connect those dots. We're a good starting point. We're an excellent starting point once you have an idea of creating some value-added product. We are well known for the support we give to the food industry, but we go well beyond that. Yeah. So that's the SRC.
So if I am in Atlanta, and I decided I want to come home, and I decided that I'm going to find Jimbilin, June plum, and I want to develop a jam or a jelly or a new toothpaste with a flavor, and I say to you that now listen, I can find a North American market here where I am, but I want to produce it in Jamaica. How do you facilitate me, and what is it that I need to do to be able to enjoy that facilitation?
Right. So we facilitate in several ways. So we start with the person who just have the capital and the idea. So you have some money, because 1 to 60 is significant. So you do your work and you have some capital now that you want to invest, and you want to create a product. You like Jumbilin, like you said, or June plum. You can engage the SRC with just that idea, that thought. And what we do is validate that idea that you might have in terms of exploring what will it mean, what kind of product do you want to establish, to develop. We help you to identify the potential markets for it from the get-go, because that is a part of developing that product. So even before we get into the lab, we start thinking about how you're going to package it, who you're going to sell it to, where you're going to sell it, what do you want the experience to be like when someone interact with that. So we help you to figure that out. And once you figure that out, you start framing the identity of that product. And then we get into the lab and start helping you to formulate and develop that first prototype, that first sample that you, your family, your friends can experience to say, yeah, you're onto something. I think we like this. We can do that.
It can work, because a lot of persons don't understand that some products you have to find the personality of the product.
You have to.
And that's so fundamental, because if you don't understand that, then you will know where you're going in terms of how you unravel and how you because you have to dissect it and then reassemble it.
And not just that too. We always tell our clients when they engage us, making the product is the easy part. creating the business around that product is
Absolutely.
what a lot of persons don't put enough attention to, or it becomes an afterthought. So you have a great product, but it don't reach nowhere. And we see a lot of bad products that reach far.
Okay, yes.
Because they understand the
The
market, they understand
So-
distribution,
And
they
the
understand
placement aspect of
sales.
it and how to deal with it out
So
there.
the SRC is your partner that can do what I would say the easy part, create the product for you.
Okay,
But
so
we want you to
once
think
you,
about the
you
full
give people
business.
the opportunity, you help us to create the product.
Yes.
Then in terms of the framework of the marketing and the bridge to market, is something that we'd have to take it from there.
We have other partners,
Yeah.
both private and within the public sector. I'll speak to the public sector. You have the Jamaica Business Development Corporation.
And you'll be able to point us in that direction.
We are, they talk about join up government now.
Join up government, right?
All of we join up, all of we know what each other do,
Okay.
and we know we carry, it's a marathon.
Yes.
We carry to one point, we're going to pass the baton on
Pass
to
the
the
baton
next.
on to the other.
And to the next. So Jampro then become an essential partner when you're thinking about exporting. You have Ministry of Agriculture when you're thinking about getting those raw material input. You have Industry and Commerce when you're talking about getting access to certain concessions or consideration if you need to bring
And
in
privilege to
equipment
bring in
and those
equipment
kind
and-
of stuff. So there's a lot that is going on in the various public spaces.
But if I start with you,
We can help you,
you can help to
navigate that map.
navigate that background.
Yes.
Wonderful.
And that is something that we have been speaking with other heads of agency. We had a conversation with Mrs. Cox, head of Jampro. And I mean, we're in the space, we're talking to the would-be business persons, entrepreneurs, and we're hearing them, we're hearing the challenges. So while we'll sit here confidently and say, no man, a lot of government support, a lot of systems are in place, it's disjointed in some aspects, and the awareness and knowledge is just not there. So what we try to do is ensure that we are well informed, well educated in terms of what the network and the frameworks look like, and we're now trying to make that map a lot clearer. And so whichever one of us you connect to, we can direct you and guide you. Because the aim for us is to get our people productive, producing products or services that can sell to ourselves and to the world. Because that is the way that Jamaica will become prosperous. Make
Because
no bones about it.
The government declare a war on unproductivity, not production.
to.
Fine? But there is always the argument, or there has been the argument that waiting on government is like waiting for Godot. Because it takes too long for it to come. It goes to one ministry or one department, and it go there, and then the first person who carried the IR died, and the daughter take over, and the daughter is still 47 going into 50 and still waiting. It might not be as bad as that, but
Well,
if you understand,
I can tell
because
you-
it's such a painfully long exercise.
I can tell you, to some extent, I agree, and we hold on to trauma. So that might have been the case.
Oh,
Maybe
yes.
as recent
We're a sucker for trauma,
as
for
5
the
years
better
ago,
word.
but I can tell you, and you probably feel it when you engage these agencies. There is a different tempo that they're moving with.
Oh, yes.
Changes happening. So I cannot negate those experiences because
But you're
it's a
saying
part of
that
keeping
there's
us
still
safe
change of foot to
and measuring your
change that.
expectation. We are nowhere where we need to be. We need to be utilizing more technologies to remove a lot of the bureaucratic red tape.
But before you move the technology, you might have to move some people, you know.
Definitely.
Because there are some people who are just a humbug because and that you show those persons who are the humbug know why they are the humbug.
Hey, see, you
It's just a
as
mindset.
a member of the tax paying, few or majority, whichever one it is, you have a voice to help move those roadblocks when you buck up on them.
Part of my issue sometimes is that some people don't like me.
We do it for the love.
But
We're not
do
doing
it
it for the likes.
No, because I just had a talk to the gentleman from one agency a while ago, and they said that we are an agency that we encompass all other so. I said, but listen, no. There are times when Jamaican government make these creatures, and then because they are made up of persons and personalities who don't understand the service and the urgency
Yeah.
And why people have to wait in line for some things they don't get through. It creates a problem. And
That's
some
a
people
reality.
pack up and give up and say them we can't bother.
It's a reality. And you have the theory of the 80-20, where in any organization, most times what you find is that you have a critical mass of 20% who is doing a lot of the heavy lifting.
Oh, yes.
It's a reality that we face, and there are those of us who is actively fighting to get that 20 to 30 to
Yes.
35 to 40 to 50.
If we can get it to 45, it is
Listen,
good. Yes.
so it's something that we are aware of. It's almost natural to revert to a place of complacency,
Yes,
comfort.
of course it does.
But I
Of course
can
it does.
tell you, at least the CEOs and the agencies that we work with, the kind of passion that I'm seeing is something that is inspiring to me. There's still a lot to be done. And we have those that are willing to do the hard, flattering, and those work that come without any kind of.
There's no thanks that comes with
Yeah,
it. Yes.
yeah.
There's no thanks that
And
comes
we're
with it.
okay with that. So you're getting more of those kind of persons in the spaces that they need to be. And I really do believe
Within
we'll
the
see
context of
change.
that, because like you said, there are a lot of changes that are needed and required and are expected, but some of it is not coming. But when you have institutions, like for example yours,
The SRC, yes.
and you have 2 or 3 workers at whatever level that you realize are going the extra mile and are doing that extra thing, it behoves you to recognize them, put them out there so the rest of everybody see them. So that
Yes, yes.
because one, you inspire them and you encourage them
Yeah, you have to create that culture.
to develop a culture.
Yeah, that
because, and to
positive
change a
culture
culture.
of recognition
Yes.
for good
Yes,
work. You have
yes,
to, and
it
you have
has
to be
got to.
intentional about it.
Yes, it has got to be.
Can't be a case because
must
you're
be
doing good.
premeditated.
Everyone said, "No, man, you're too enough." We don't encourage that kind of thing. So I'm confident and can tell you that is the kind of culture we're very deliberate about at the SRC. Very deliberate about it.
And there's another element of forces who I call, and it is a political term,
Yeah.
but you have some people who they call palace guard. And I'm getting very basic political palace guard.
Good
If
thing.
you're not getting the service that you want from
Yes.
the department or somewhere else,
Yeah.
and somebody say, I'm going to escalate it, you don't even use the word to them because you tell them I don't know what you're going to do, they kill you. But outside that, even if you try to move to another level, to say, is Dr. What's the name? May I speak to her? So yeah, how can I help you? Because she's not available right now. You inside of the office, you just left her and go inside. She give you the file and you go inside.
Yeah.
But she's not here now. Can I help you? Well, I want so. Well, you would have to leave a message or send her an email or send a letter. Then she's the same person who opens the email for you.
Yes.
Because you can't talk to everybody.
Yes.
So you expect her, but then she don't say, well, she open the email and then put a list and say, Doctor, there's an email from Tom Strokes, Mary Jane, and so. She decides to answer that email.
Yes. I see what you
And
say.
then it
I get
spends
you.
6 months or a year and I don't get a chance to speak to you. And it might have been a thing whereby all you had to say, oh great, Mr. Miller, guess what? Call this number and talk to Miss Miller. Because Miss Miller is a person who so. She don't have that answer, but she decided to block the process and stop it.
So
And you don't reach anywhere.
that is for that you have to put in system to manage and minimize those kind of occurrences.
Yeah.
And eliminate where you can. So for us, I can tell you with us, once is the business of the council. For example, if someone call, the email address that is given is an email address that at least 3 other persons have access to.
Okay.
So if that person decides that they want to, for whatever reason, they might not have liked the interaction with you, they didn't like how you sound on the phone.
Yeah.
We spirit not tech people
When
for whatever
the
reason.
spirit not take,
Spirit not take.
no man to call them like and so.
You see?
And the argument
The
and
buck
kill you.
doesn't stop there.
You know,
Because
it
there are
kill you.
3 other person who will see this communication, see this request coming in, see this interest coming in, and all 3 of them can't have the same view because again, it's not their personal business. It's
Yeah.
business of the country, the business of the council. So at some point, responsibility is
Yes.
taken,
And not
communication
only,
must happen.
and people must be answerable too.
Exactly.
You know,
Exactly.
Dr. Watson is a person in charge of the Scientific Research Council of Jamaica, and we're just here having a discussion about the if, what's, maybes, and the challenges that you encounter when you have the responsibility for governing parts of the public sector or even private sector, and how you provide service and benefits to the persons who are mostly in need and who it is established to facilitate. And it's not a personal thing, it's about how do you get productivity and production.
Yeah.
Dr. Watson, good to see you.
Same here. But before we leave, just to say the belief or the kind of belief that we try to build in our team at the SRC is that we're not just a government agency. We're a facilitator of productivity of industry. We're enabling persons to realize their dreams. We're not there working on our passions or our dreams. We are helping the average, ordinary Jamaican to realize their dream. They are the ones that are going to change the country, not necessarily us. We are just a vehicle
you're part of the instrument
to support. But it's
that
really them being brave and committing their time, their resources, their hard-earned money. Some persons would have gone work overseas for 30 years.
Yes.
So it's not a plaything when they come back and say, "I want to start this." We try to ensure that we understand that it's a big risk people are taking, and we have to be responsible with that risk. So we are here as your facilitator, as a part of your support system, to enable you to realize those dreams. Some of them might be wild, some of them might be low hanging.
Yes, some of them might be far-fetched, but then it's a dream, it's an idea, unless you get a chance to flesh it out.
Exactly.
You won't know where it will go. One of the things that we would have to be able to do is sometimes take a deep dive into the SRC and spend time to look at the different people at the different ladders and the different ranks. To come inside there and talk to people and to get a fulsome idea as to what they do and how they feel about what they do.
Yeah.
And the level of commitment that they bring to the process. So that the rest of everybody else can say this is an organization made of human beings who are working for human beings.
Exactly.
And believe that the aspirations
we are not humanoids yet. Not yet.
We're not humanoids yet. Listen, I appreciate this. Thank you so much.
And thank you
the
for having us.
The pleasure is mine.
Thank you for having us.
Still like a bother you, still like a headache and everything becoming an ease up.
You're doing the work. It's work.
No.
You're doing the work.
My commitment, me retire, all me doing is this, providing, facilitating the diaspora to those people who want to come back home. Because I said to my son the other day, I said, if my son is 42, and I said, listen, if no more can I work for you, come here. You want piece of land up a country that's so fine. Agriculture is doing some sort of thing. So in tuning in, I'm sure I'm listening to
at least sustain yourself and your family.
Of course. When I hear that you can farm sea moss, I was frightened. I said you can't just sit on a seaside, bathe every day, catch fish every day, and grow sea moss.
Just like that.
Just like that. And make a fortune.
There's a lot of potential.
A pound of dry sea moss is almost $6,000.
There's a lot of potential here. A whole lot.
Doctor, bless your heart. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Always a pleasure.
All right.
Thank you so much. Good. We might want to. Okay, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. You have been watching some previous interviews that we have done within the context of agriculture, tourism, and of course current affairs throughout Jamaica. Next, we're going to look at the Jamaica Stock Exchange and see what you can derive from some of the benefits and opportunities that exist here. Now, the stock exchange have just recently changed hands, because I know that before we had Dr. Forrester, who had been to South Florida and made presentations in South Florida on the stock exchange. And now we have this new gentleman who's in the chair. Fine. He's not as cute as her, but you can understand. He's just as bright as she is. Right? And of course, Mr. Livingston Morrison. Mr. Morrison, thank you for being here and thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you so very much for having me, and good afternoon to your listeners.
Thank you so much. Blessings, sir. Now, Jamaicans in the diaspora, because this is a diaspora show, this is a diaspora program. We have at least nearly 70 countries that is listening to us. Fine? That feeds into us at different times.
Yes.
And, our numbers run from about 23 to maybe 34 or 40,000, depending on what's happening, or if you're giving away something on the program, or what the stories are, that kind of a thing. There is a dichotomy that exists in the diaspora. And Jamaicans, therefore, now are caught between coming to them yard finding a way to invest my pension, what kind of business is going to start into. And of course, the Fisheries Authority just gave us an idea that we can go to sea moss farming, we can go into oyster farming, and that sort of thing. The stock exchange, however, is one area that a lot of Jamaicans like and have been hearing it banning about, but have not yet gotten an understanding to how they can get involved in the Jamaica Stock Exchange and how that will be able to benefit them and why they should get involved, because the benefit is such. And the multiplicity of opportunities and windows that are open to it.
Yeah.
Speak to it for me now so that Jamaicans, especially retirees and semi-retirees who are in the diaspora, who are now looking for another window to explore.
Yes, yes.
I don't know if that's too wide for you.
No, that's fine. I mean, today I'm kind of focused on the agricultural opportunities, but that's fine. I think as you mentioned, a tremendous job is being done by the team in putting together a portfolio of investment and opportunities in the agricultural sector. Our own purpose here today is to convey to the Jamaican audience and also to Jamaicans in the diaspora that we are prepared and ready to support investment in these opportunities. In a general context, though, the Jamaica Stock Exchange provides an opportunity for average individuals to invest in local companies and in many instances companies that are cross-listed. Companies resident in other countries, but they are listed in Jamaica. You also have Jamaican companies that are listed in other countries. So the thing is, I like to think of it as Jamaica Stock Exchange democratizes the whole investment process, because
it's revolutionary.
Yeah, the average investor with a couple $1,000s, you can't go open a business with that necessarily.
Yeah,
but that doesn't mean that you can't have a stake in an established business. Some people are just not inclined to be starting their own business and going through all that process. We have ensured that there is a transparent process, a process that has strong governance arrangements around it, so that you can invest in companies with the confidence that there are rules and guidelines that they must follow as part of this whole process of protecting your investment and ensuring that the integrity of the businesses that you're investing in is intact. Of course, equity investments, for the most part, doesn't allow you a guaranteed return. There's no fixed return. So you might get a windfall in a particular area, or you might get nothing in another area. So you have to make choices. And there are several brokers around Jamaica that will allow to provide you with the guidance that you need in terms of selecting the portfolio of stock that best suit your needs. Some people want short-term returns, and some people are prepared to invest in the long term. All right. The best time to start investing on the exchange is very early. Start early and manage your portfolio accordingly. Of course,
it is not really a short distance run. It is a long distance run.
Precisely. And then that's for equities. But we also have fixed term instruments that are listed on the exchange as well for shorter term. So we have fixed term bonds and fixed interest rates, and we have preference shares that have particular dividend threshold. So we have a menu of investment opportunities. Absolutely.
But so if I have $50,000 US in the States and I say, boy, this is my pension, I have to see how I can spend it. I can't go to Walmart. I must go to the smaller supermarkets and that sort of thing. And I want it to last because I think I want to, see my grandchildren and stuff out of the way. How would you, what kind of approach you think as a diaspora man I could take in terms of investing that
All right. So the first thing I must say, speak to your investment advisor, right? Because my investment, I might have $50,000 US to invest, and my risk appetite is totally different from yours. Right. You might say, listen, I am not taking no chance with this. I will take a little smalls as long as I'm not losing my principal, right?
Right.
Another man might say, listen, no, I can take some risk with this, right? But with risk come return. The higher the risk, the higher return, right? So the first thing is to sit down with an investment advisor, let them understand your risk appetite, and then to tailor an investment portfolio that suits your need. Which, I mean, we provide the opportunity to invest in stocks and shares, and we have bonds and including US denominated bonds and so on. So we have a menu of options. So even if you wanted to invest the entire 50,000 on the Jamaica Stock Exchange, your risk appetite is going to determine how you allocate that across the different instruments.
The kind of spread that you
absolutely. And we also know that one of the golden rules of investment is diversification.
Diversification.
Yeah. So you don't want to put all your money in one.
Because you might go low somewhere, but then on the
there you
next
go.
side,
There you go. But the thing is to start with an investment advisor who will guide you accordingly. We provide a vehicle, and we are ready to support, but it has to be properly informed. Yes.
And if I'm there and I don't know who is a risk person, can I call the stock exchange and say, listen, I want to do investment in the Jamaica Stock Exchange. How would you guide me? What kind of window? How would you suggest that?
You can call us, or you can visit our website. We have all our brokers listed there with contact details and so on.
Wonderful.
So you will be able to make your choice. Probably you have some investments and you have an established relationship with a broker. That's fine as well, because we provide the platform.
Yes.
Through which all the investments are, the equity investments are bought and sold on a daily basis. Yes.
And like anything else, there's a risk, but because you spread the risk, then you win some, you lose some, and then depending on how the market fluctuates.
Which is one of the things I love about, sorry to take you back to one of the things I love about the discussion today at this Agri-Investor Conference, because when we look at, first of all, the government and the various entities involved in the agricultural sector have done a tremendous job over the last 10 years.
Yes.
It's just phenomenal.
It's
the level of growth in agriculture, going back. The COVID years, obviously, we got a huge hit. But, the growth and development over the past 5-6 years is nothing short of phenomenal. I haven't looked at the numbers, but I wouldn't be surprised if we haven't surpassed pre-COVID levels at this point. It would be interesting to look at those. The minister is doing a tremendous job, and kudos to him. And Mr. Scully.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely amazing. I look at this deal book, agricultural deal book. And how I like to look at it.
And some amount of thought went into.
Oh, absolutely.
A great amount of thought went into.
Yes.
That is a very important document.
Yes.
To be cherished, because it is almost like if you want to use the term, a Bible reference going forward.
Being a spiritual man, I wouldn't go that far, right?
In terms
but I understand.
It lays almost chronologically.
Yes.
To be able to get involved in the process and to come out at the end.
But if you think going back and ask yourself, what is a major problem that people have with agriculture from way back? We know that agriculture is risky, and people shy away from agriculture because of that. You run the risk of a bad hurricane season of taking a real huge hit. And then the investment that you need to put in, if you really want the return, you have to make the investment.
And you have to make it work.
You have to make it. Now, when I look at the various initiatives that are being championed and which have been captured in the deal book, the way I'd like to summarize it, Sir Miller, is this in this way. When you look at all the risk involved in agriculture, there are initiatives to mitigate and manage those risks. So when you think about the agricultural parks, for example,
Yes,
the agro parks, where you put the infrastructure in place and have persons who are interested in, a particular crop or range of crop coming to operate out of those. They have technical support. They have the park manager, agri park manager there, technical advice, all that is there. Irrigation is there, so it gives an opportunity for agricultural ventures to have more than a fair chance of succeeding. But it also creates an opportunity for investors to invest with a greater degree of confidence in agro business.
There's a framework within which you work.
Cold storage is
There's
there.
cold storage,
Yeah.
all of that.
So you won't have a situation where your crop has matured, but because of marketing, fluctuations, you lose all your crop.
So within the process of that, there's a kind of way how you deal with the risk management,
Absolutely.
which is fundamental to any person who's doing investment.
Yes.
And what you expect to put in, how you would get out. And like I said, the risk that you take, and you're able to measure the risk.
Absolutely. Very impressive. And I didn't know most of this before I got here this morning, so you can just imagine.
But it opens a new world to where we have come.
Yes.
Where we have come.
Yes.
And where we're now looking to go.
Absolutely.
My only concern with that is how do we use apply a method that ties in the traditional farmers' transformation, tying in the young people who are the new generation and moving them to this technological and major platform that we are now embarking on in order to move the whole thing, the transformative process.
It's interesting that you have said that, because I came across some information recently about the number of young farmers that we have today and the increasing number of young farmers. A lot of young persons are getting into farming. I mean, we were in the conference room just now, and quite a few of the persons who stood up to ask questions are young individuals who are farmers. I had lunch with a young lady just now who is into farming and doing pretty well at it. So I'm really excited. I mean, the agricultural, the case is doing College of Agriculture and so on, doing an absolutely amazing job of continuing
And
to
the value
educate.
that are coming from
Yes.
is amazing.
Oh, absolutely. Diversifying the courses, inventory of courses. So yes, it's a very exciting time for the agricultural sector.
Yes, man.
Very exciting time.
It's such a pleasure talking to you, and I really thanks for the sharing of the knowledge and the information that you have imparted, not just to me, but to my listeners in the diaspora. Certainly, we have to look at how we find a way to take a deep dive into the stock exchange under your leadership now going forward to see how we can be able to, maximize it as much as we can for the diaspora.
No, thank you. And then permit me 1 minute to just, a few seconds to just publicly express my thanks and appreciation to Dr. Street Forest for her absolutely amazing period of service to the stock exchange and to the country development of the capital market. I mean, I've taken over the reins from her. I've taken the baton from her. We are about continuity. We'll continue the work. But we are also going to focus on building resilience. The stock exchange is such an important vehicle that we need to make sure that we can build on that legacy and strengthen the stock exchange as we go forward. Leaders at different points in history have to look at the objective circumstances and respond accordingly.
Yes, and of course.
Yeah, she responded and has left us a rich legacy. And
as you take the battle,
I have
go forward.
my responsibility is no less.
And prepare yourself for the dynamics of the time that you're in,
Absolutely.
and to see what kind of challenges that will come to you, which might be similar or different, and how you work with them and work around them.
The challenges, the opportunities, the agro investment portfolio is a tremendous opportunity.
Yes,
So
certainly.
I look.
You'll see how you digest that and
Yes,
and
absolutely.
take your bite share of it as you go along.
Absolutely.
Listen, thank you.
Sir Miller, keep on doing what you're doing.
Pleasure is mine. Thank you so much for being
Absolutely.
here. Cap, nice
care,
to have
man.
you. And from time to time, you have a card? From time to time, I'll call upon you because I
Anytime. My team will be in touch with you. I
Okay,
don't have
please.
a card with me, but
But certainly.
yes.
Thank you so much.
all right.
It's great to have you.
Pleasure.
Same here. Good. As I said, I'm going to be speaking to the people who deal with tourism linkages. Now, beside me is the man himself. He has been harassed, he has been abused, confused, but then he's never usually flustered in it at all, because he has his wits about him and he understands the landscape. And he is the CEO of the tourism linkages, not just linkages. When I say why I use that term, because in actual fact, it's with the Tourism Enhancement Fund. But in actual fact, now he dabbles into all the various aspects of the industry and he straddles them quite well. And today you heard his presentation in terms of what is happening in the industry and the opportunities that we have and what the tourist board is able to facilitate. Coming in another week time or another couple of days time, we have in JPEX. And then he will have to also look at a presentation JPEG, so the travel agents and the travel persons as it relates to what's going on in Jamaica and how we have now mushroomed and grown as a tourist destination and what's happening. We had 4.5 or 6 million people over last year, and they are anticipating some more, which he will tell us about. Good afternoon, welcome to the show.
Good afternoon.
Nice to see you.
Yes.
Talk to me. Speak briefly to the fact that crime is down and we're now having interest shown from across the spectrum. Speak to that for me, what it means for the industry, what it means for growth, what it means for employment, what it means for this new phase that we are going into as a country and the tourist industry.
So as a destination, being such a beautiful country and having such rich cultural and culinary assets, and having a proximity to the US and North America in terms of a short haul distance from them, we really should be overrun with visitors, To get only 4.15, I mean, we're growing and that's good. But really, it's a fraction of the potential that we have.
A fraction.
Now, one of the things I try and explain to persons is that you have three types of visitors. You have the business traveler, you have the leisure traveler, but the leisure traveler is broken up into two. One is a vacationer, and the other is a traveler, meaning vacationer just needs to vacate their homes, vacate their jobs, vacate their parents or their kids or whatever, escape. And so once they get that break, and they're in a warm country, toes in the sand, pina colada in their hands, all the bills are paid for, the kids want more ice cream, no problem. They can, it's a fantastic experience for them staying inside an all-inclusive for that experience, and it's a great experience. But the traveler who travels in order to immerse themselves in the new culture, they gain value by what they extract from these new sights and these new sounds and new tastes and so on of this new culture. That kind of traveler is inherently out and intermingled with the people of that country. Now, when crime is high, that it's that subsector that gets disenfranchised.
Okay, I see.
And you still may keep the vacationer because the vacationer still gets that guarantee of safety and so on. But the other Jamaicans who have the Airbnbs, who have the corner bars, the cook shops and so on, they are the ones who suffer whenever crime is high.
They don't get a chance to get a piece of the pie because of
as
the
we are
deterrence.
increasing the peace right now and getting it safer outside. That's the opportunity that we have to get those types of travelers coming out to Jamaica instead of going to the other places they normally go, to Paris, to Spain, to all these other countries where that type of tourism, they don't have all inclusive over in those countries, mainly. When you go on into Paris, it's not the hotels that you're going for. It's
Beautiful experience.
It's Eiffel Tower, it's all the restaurants.
And the culture. Yeah.
And France is the #1 destination in the world. So the opportunity we have for this fantastically beautiful island is for us to recognize the opportunity we have in converting this destination into a wealth generating tourism opportunity for all Jamaicans.
Just briefly, how do you think the rest of us in the diaspora can assist and facilitate that process so that we can improve on the quality and the substance of what is happening here?
Well, the good news is that access to the market is now democratized. Everybody has a smartphone, everybody is on social media. And so the more we can use that resource to highlight what's great about Jamaica rather than what's going wrong in Jamaica, we will play a good role in showcasing to the market, because that person sitting in Idaho, or Indianapolis, they will make a decision just if they see that picture of the rainbow and the blue skies and the Rasta man making a coffee on his or in the mountains.
Yeah.
Those kind of things will make somebody make a decision to say, what, I want that experience. And so the more we can showcase that versus the kids fighting in school or the crime or all the things that are wrong with the country, the more we will play that role in making more people across our planet choose Jamaica. Already we have a brand that's strong, or Usain Bolt or Bob Marley and so on already has a pull. But the natural beauty of this country, the beaches, rivers, waterfalls, mineral spas, mountain ranges, blue holes and so on, all that is extraordinary in terms of what we can offer to visitors coming.
And who can better serve Jamaica than Jamaicans themselves?
Precisely.
Thank you so much.
That's how we can all help.
Bless your heart. Thank you. It's always a pleasure talking to you. Welcome back. If you're just joining us, you're watching a special edition of Tenny Miller Live this afternoon. And what we're doing, playing some excerpts, some various interviews and functions relating to agriculture, tourism, and aspects of, what's going on in Jamaica for you, so you get a broad idea and understanding of the areas of opportunity that exist and the various avenues in which they exist, and how those of us in the diaspora can now seek out to, find ways to take advantage of some of these opportunities. We're going to be continuing our discussion here this afternoon with a panel discussion later on. But first, we're going to speak to somebody from the tourism. Well, we just spoke to Mr. Richard Wallace from the Tourism Enhancement Fund. Not Mr. Richard Wallace, I beg your pardon. Mr. Kerry Wallace from the Tourism Enhancement Fund. We're going to go to a quick break. When we get back from the break, we're going to be looking at a full panel discussion which took place with members from different sectors, from the agricultural sectors, from JAMPRO, with Mr. Darby, from Mr. Denny from JAMPRO. We're going to speak to David Freeman from Bester's Chicken, and of course, Miss Kelly from the Special Economic Free Zone, and Mr. Wallace from the Tourism Enhancement Fund. And these persons from their various vantage positions will give their perspective as to how the whole business of joint government work, how we deal with the economy and the various aspects of the economy, and how it intertwines with each other, and how those of us on the outside in the diaspora can look, see, hear what's going on, and try to find out more and investigate more about the various opportunities which exist, and how we might be able to take advantage of these going forward for our own personal investment. And those of us who are retired and want something to do at home, but would like to know what kind of a profitable and meaningful enterprise that we can enter into. Certainly, there are quite a lot of opportunities that exist in Jamaica for us to be able to take advantage of, especially those of us who are retired and we might have a pension. We want it to be able to work for us a little bit more. Then, opportunities are there, despite the government and despite the opposition and anything else that one might think. And do not be fear of crime and violence. That has to be managed and kept within confines. But the important thing is that we want to contribute to the development of the economy so that we can reduce crime and certainly to be able to allow the nation to prosper and survive. And those of us who have some amount of savings and can make some investment in a meaningful way in the economy in our country, and of course allow it to be able to, benefit us in the long run. This is Tenny Miller, and you're listening to Tenny. Going to take or two, and of course, you're going to be talking to some of the movers and shakers within the agricultural sector who will be able to tell us more about what are the more details about opportunities which are available, where they are, what kind of a outlay of investment, who are the persons to talk third term. But at the same time, it has also increased the watchdog services of the opposition. So the opposition now has 29 members in the House, or 28 persons in the House. So the government now is not just a business as usual. In actual fact, it is a challenge to the government by virtue of the fact that you have a larger opposition. So you have a greater watchdog there, and you will be able to get a greater sense of accountability, hopefully, coming out of the government, so that we can be able to be sure that, well, our dollars are being spent in a very meaningful and productive way, and the country will be steered in a much more strategic and developmental way and in order, because you have an opposition that is going to be keeping the government on its toes, and the government will have to pay attention to the possibility of hanky-panky, irresponsible behavior, certainly the whole business of corruption, because the last part of the last election, the cloud of corruption was very heavy over the head of the government and its ministers who are, alleged or seem to be involved in activities that are not necessarily so above board. Some of which has not been proven, some of it is only speculation. But then, if you follow what is happening there with Royal Reed and what's going on there, then we understand that, there are quite a number of things that we have to be concerned about. Fine. So we are up on a break, as I said before. As we come back from the break, there we're going to be looking at some of these other aspects and opportunities in Jamaica. When we get back, stay tuned. Stick and say, don't go away. This is Tenny Miller, and we're live.